Okay, make yourself comfortable. This is gonna be a little bit more serious video, but I guarantee you're gonna like it. My name is Michael, and I help people move into the 5D, the new earth, the new 5D life, which we're all going into. Have you ever had the thought that you want to press the reset button on your life? And you're like, what if I could reset my life? I could press a button and boom, I can start over again to do something completely different. Have you ever had that thought? If so, this video will be for you. That's for sure. And make sure you stick to the end, because I have a few good points that I want to bring home. When you get them, man, it's really nice. This idea with pressing the reset button has been in me for a long time, and I executed on it. I was working so much, even if I had my business and it was probably better than most people, I was at some level pushing, grinding, chasing, and I never really found true happy and joyful moments. I was at the time many times just sad and just miserable, and I tried to find something and I never found it. It didn't matter what I bought, didn't matter what I did, didn't matter who I hung out with at the moment. All of the time I came to a point where I was like, I'm not happy with my life. I want to press the reset button. I want to have a new go. I was like, I want to restart my game, and I want to go out there again, and I want to do it from a different place. And I remember I felt so much shame about having created something that I thought that I would make me happy and the people around me would make me happy, but in the end, it didn't make anyone happy. So I felt shame around it. Maybe you feel this way too, where you're like, fuck, I told everyone that I was successful and I did all of this thing, but you know what? In the end, I was not happy at all. And at the time, I didn't really know what to do. I just felt like I wanted to change, and I started to distance myself. And maybe you've done this too. It's a part of the process of kind of resetting everything. And when you reset everything, you also have to let go of everything, because every single thing in your life, even if it's a car, it's a person, it's a house, it's a job, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. You have an emotional attachment to, whether you like it or not. At some level, it goes from your either your head or your heart or wherever you see you are attached. That goes straight to that thing, and you have a memory associated with that thing. Just like people have memories associated with you, they know you for the person they know you. But what if you have been a person that you're not really not? Then they know a version of you that is not really the real you. And when you start to change, they will who is this guy? What is he doing? Now he changed, he's not the same person, and all of a sudden they start to resent you. They're like, well, you're strange. What have you done? Don't change. Be the same person you always been. That's just how the human mind works, and that's also why when we press the reset button, we have to go out there. We have to leave the status quo. We have to leave our hometown. We have to leave our houses. We have to sell all of this stuff. So during my journey, I realized I had to sell everything, because I was emotionally attached to all of this stuff. And when you're emotionally attached to something, you have a bias about how you're gonna act out in front of this thing or these people. You also have an idea, an identity of who you think you are. And when you have this idea, it's very hard for you to actually make the change and do the things that you actually in the bottom wants to do, and the person that you actually want to be like. I can tell you right now that I know that this has been it's been a hard journey, because there's been so much resentment in myself, and what do people think about me, and what if I don't succeed, and what should I do, and all of these things. And that's been the hardest part. But when we really disconnect from the attachments to the old people and all of the old stuff and all of the old things and business or whatever that is, and we really restart, we make sure that we sell and make sure we get rid of everything, all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I can recreate myself. I can go out there and I can do everything I want. I can be and have anything that I want. And I know, maybe if you build something up and you're like, you know what, I have income from this. Like I used to have income from apartments, for example. And that was a big step for me to let that go and understand that there's something bigger coming. When we let something go, there's a new door open for us and we can step into that door. And that is truly freeing. That is the place where you're like, you know what? Now I realized that I was playing a game. I was wearing a mask. I had something on me and I did my best. But it didn't work out. And that's okay because it's a part of the game. I'm learning. Yes, that's amazing. And people will think that you're crazy. They will also look at you from a place of like, wow, that guy, he or girl, they really went for it. They really went for it. And they look up to you. Even if they don't say it, they're like, wow, that's so bold. You dare to go out there and do all of these things? Wow, how do you do it? That's amazing. And all of a sudden, they actually adore you in the end. But they don't. Many of the people don't say it. Some of them they will, but most of them they will not. You will have to look at yourself. You will have to understand, and that could be a tricky place, but it's also, I tell you guys, it's also the most liberating place to come from. You're like, I looked at myself and I know this thing and I know what I want and I know what I don't want and I want to do this thing and I want to create this. And all of a sudden you are more empowered than ever before. What if you could choose what you want to do in your life? What if you could choose? What would you then do? What is your dream? What are you longing for? What is something in your life that you really crave? What is something that you want to do or be or have in your life that you really want to go for? Know that in this process, you are not alone. We are more out here doing this, and we are more connected than ever. And like, if you want to connect, like, write a comment down below and just say, hey, my name is this, I do this. Comment and ask questions. I am here. Know that you're supported. One of this beautiful process that if you're going into this, is to learning and understanding how damn supported you are by life. Life is not gonna single you out, but life is gonna teach you lessons. That's what's gonna do. And when you get the lesson, all of a sudden you're like, everything comes with ease, but not until you learned. The last thing I want to say is that this is a letting go process. This process of pressing the reset button of your life is letting go of everything that you thought meant something to you. It's a process of letting go of all the ideas, the attachments, the beliefs, all of that. You just like, blank slate. Now I can start over and I can reprogram myself the exact way that I want it, and therefore I will do the same thing for my children, my upcoming family. I'm gonna be the one that have done the work, and I will live my life accordingly to my rules, to my programming that I have put in myself, that I can give to my family and children, if you get children sometimes. Isn't that a very empowering thing to think about? Please guys, subscribe if you haven't done. There's like 70% of you that hasn't. I would appreciate that a lot. If there's something you're wondering about, as always, ask in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.